Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And today we're going to be going through a little bit more specific as to our City of Cottonwood Recreation Center facility and what we actually do there, and how we try to assist people with their workout programs, their health, wellness, and fitness and lifestyles. And so with me today, we're pleased to introduce Carla Gardner, and she's the AFAA Certified Personal Trainer and Nutritional Counselor for our programs here in Cottonwood for the city. And also we have Trevor Faust, our Fitness Floor Supervisor for the Cottonwood Recreation Center, who oversees rec center fitness programs and policies for the city of Cottonwood. Welcome both of you to our show today. So I'm glad to have you on board. And I just wanted to identify for those of you who do not know that we have a facility in Cottonwood. It's the Cottonwood Recreation Center. It's 53,000 square feet. It's a large, massive facility, and it's a multi-generational recreation center. We're in our fourth year. It's amazing. It was built 4 years ago. We opened in April of 2010, and so we've got 4 years under our belt. We're doing a lot of incredible programs as we've actually transferred through these last 4 years, and we figured out a lot of things that need to be done in order to help people with their fitness and their lifestyle and health. So that's one of the reasons why we're doing a lot of programming right now as it pertains to fitness. The rec center actually encompasses a large it's a cardio fitness facility. It has cardio machines, CrossFit machines, weight room. We have a dance aerobic studio. We do Zumba, spin classes, which are cycling classes. We have yoga, cardio aerobics, senior fit, silver sneakers programming. We have an indoor pool with family jacuzzi, a lazy river, 60-foot water slide for kids as well as adults. I love going down it too. Kids play platform and water feature, which is incredible for kids, which we just put in November. And we have a rock climbing wall, babysitting area, family changing rooms, a double wide gymnasium for basketball players and volleyball. And we also have a banquet hall facility which can be rented out. And we also have a game room for teens. So as you can see, the facility is specifically fit for our community and the size and the nature of our community as we start to grow and we see things progress. And we have a lot of people that come to the facility, but we do want to invite you also as an opportunity to come and see our recreation center and what we do there. Wanted to continue to identify that our mission is not just making it a workout, but making it a lifestyle. And that's our mission statement. And so we want people to understand that we exercise in a proper way. We want to stay fit in the way we eat, and then also make healthy lifestyle choices. And that's why I think we're going to start out things a little bit today as we talk to Carla. And Carla, let me kind of go through this a little bit. You have a multitude of certifications and credentials that, if you will, you tote around in this gym bag because, man, you have an AFFA, which is Aerobics and Fitness Association of American certification. You have an NASM CES, which is Correctional Exercise Specialist Certification. Fitness Gets Personal, Senior Fitness, Exercise and Obesity, Midlife Fitness for Women, Injury Prevention, Youth Fitness, Exercise Progression, Prenatal Fitness. So what do you do in your spare time?
I study about nutrition and fitness so I can learn more about so I can help people.
That's great.
It's truly my passion. And the reason I have so many is because I've been doing this for over 16 years. I have been continually certified. And when you're a trainer, back in the day you only needed your Associates of Science, and now you need your Bachelor of Science. And so it's a little more competitive. And you also have to have CEUs every 2 years. And so that's where you start getting, some things lined up when you've been doing it as a career for so long. And this is what I will do forever. I love it.
Well, I think that's great because, again, the continuing educational units that you take keeps you progressive as to what's going on within the field of study, and I think that's really tremendous. And it also provides, that's why people get certified, and so we know that we're being trained by professionals. And so as it pertains to that, tell our viewer audience what an AFAA is.
It's American Fitness and Aerobics Association, and they are a certifying organization. They are international, not just in our country, but in other countries as well. Australia and across Europe. They certify you. They make sure that you stay up on the latest research, the latest exercise techniques, and also the latest nutrition. Because without being kept up, people will get injuries. And what I've realized over the last several years of doing this is about every 5 to 10 years, research and science changes, and so everything changes, and you basically have to learn, everything different from what we knew before. And that makes sense because, as we learn more, and now we're more educated, and then we have to change accordingly. And by getting your CEUs every 2 years, it really keeps you up on the latest and greatest technology in fitness and nutrition so that we can keep people going in the right direction and keep them safe while we're doing that. So that's
great.
The best thing.
Well,
and I enjoy learning. It's just so much fun learning about all this.
Well, you can tell that you're passionate about it, and it is your passion.
Yes.
So, and you said you've been doing it for 16 years, and I remember when you first started getting into the program, and it was one of those where you were committed, and no matter what the circumstances, you were going to the different classes and the programs and everything in order to try to help people.
Absolutely.
And I think that was a lot of that was specifically your passion, was to help people in that way. And I think staying fit was it was great. But it also is giving you a lifestyle change also in keeping you fit and healthy as well. So how did fitness become such a passion with you? Your history here proves and solidifies your interest in again, for 16 years. But what is that passion that drives you then?
Well, it probably started when I was pretty little. My mom was actually taking some nursing courses and would bring home very large, not alive cats in garbage bags and plop them on the kitchen table and study anatomy. And I really got interested. I was like, wow. And she took me to classes. I got to see cadavers. I was probably 9 years old, maybe. And then also at being a gymnast, I was already an athlete. And so I really enjoyed feeling strong, getting strong, being flexible, and just really carried through my life to just overcome a lot of stress. And life itself, it's kept me healthy. It's kept me avoiding, it's the best medicine ever. It avoids depression and problems with obesity, and just staying fit has really kind of helped me stay on course with my life. And it helps you focus. It helps you clear your mind. It helps with everything. And then if you eat right on top of that, you're really just going to have a really long, healthy life. And what I want to do is help other people have a really long, healthy life. And like you said, change their lifestyle. And I really love seeing people coming into the gym and they're making it a part of their life. And that is the best part of my job. When I see people making change and getting stronger and having good posture and not struggling to get up and out of chairs. Things like that make such a huge difference.
It does.
And becoming more pain-free and more mobile. I love working with the aging community because they really get a lot of, when they have never worked out and all of a sudden they're getting stronger. It's amazing.
That's really amazing.
It's amazing rewards, and that's what keeps me, that's what I get up for. That's what I love.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, Carla, as a certified fitness professional, what has been the hardest thing to overcome involving fitness struggles for you? In other words, many people hit a plateau in their exercising, their eating healthy habits, training methodology, etc. Have you ever had that happen within your own life?
Of course, we always have our good days and our bad days, and we go through periods of life, say, call them seasons maybe, where, we're not doing so great, but then all of a sudden you realize, well, I don't want to feel like this anymore. And so for me, it's real easy for me to, I notice it pretty quickly because I've been doing this for so long when I'm not following the right protocol in my life, getting up, drinking my vinegar lemon water and yoga and meditation, a nice balance. I start noticing, more stress, more anxiety, less sleep. And I like staying on top of things. I like taking good care of myself. I take a lot of pride taking care of myself. I think that I need to be a really good example for my clients in my community. And so for me, that motivates me. If I'm not being a good example, then how can I help people?
That's true.
And so I literally just ask God for for any way I can serve, and that's how I want to start my day. And that starts with taking care of myself so I can take care of my family and my clients.
That's a great motivation. Many people have expectations of personal trainers and training programs. Do you jump right in and start training someone, or can you tell us a little about how the first training session goes?
You definitely do not want to just jump right in. I've never, since day one, just said, okay, let's go work out. You always want to find out if there's any contraindications for any of the medication they're taking, past injuries, particular struggles they might have, and you just kind of have to work through those and to find the right exercises for that person. Every person is different. Every person's body is different, and everybody reacts differently. So I think it's really important to, tailor a custom-made routine for that person so they stay safe and get results without getting hurt, and that's the most important thing.
It is. It definitely
And so
is.
it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. People
does
want
take
it yesterday, but it really does take time, and it's worth it.
It is,
worth
and that
every
way
step.
you avoid injuries or anything in
Absolutely.
that context of it.
Yeah.
So about how long are each of the sessions?
They are 1 hour.
Okay.
They are 1 hour long. We usually start with a nice little warm-up, maybe on an elliptical machine or the treadmill or something like that, good 10, 15 minutes, get the blood pumping and circulating, and then we will follow a routine that's that I designed for you, special, make sure, and then we work out, and then we do a nice cool and stretch down at the end, so hopefully you're not nearly as sore.
There you go.
So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about, people are results oriented. And, tell us some of the results that someone should expect from personal training programs.
Usually the first thing people notice, I think, is their energy levels. They start really feeling good about themselves and noticing. And the next thing people notice, I try to tell them, don't worry about the scale, because the scale is not the best idea. I don't really own one. I have one in the back of my car in case I need it for a client. But to pay attention to how their clothes are fitting. And when their clothes start being more comfortable and they start being more comfortable in their clothes, that is a big change. And also just having them sit up straight and not slouching anymore. Their whole demeanor and posture changes. When your posture comes up like this, you're a different person. And it's just amazing to see people get stronger.
That's great. I think that, as we look at the Cottonwood Recreation Center and how we've progressed and moved forward for the last 4 years, it's amazing that we have not only staff, but we also have personal trainers that are part of our staff that are very energetic. And you can see from Carla, she really is, and she's very impassioned about what she does. And so are our staff, and they're willing to take the time and commitment and dedicate themselves to individuals and people. We're going to take about a 1-minute break, and we'll ask you to come back and join us as we talk with Carla a little bit more, and then we get in a little bit more in depth also with Trevor Faust and some of the circumstances there also. Thank you for joining us this morning for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager.
One of the areas still maturing in an adolescent brain is the prefrontal cortex. So when we take drugs, we alter key motivational circuits, changing the wiring needed for the cognitive function of the brain, until we can't totally deal with things like memory, thinking things out, and even learning stuff.
The signs are there. So is our help. Visit the partnership at drugfree.org for practical advice on coping with teen drug use.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. With us today are Carla Gardner, and she's one of our trainers at the Cottonwood Recreation Center, and also Trevor Faust, who is our fitness floor supervisor. And I'm going to just launch right in again. As with Carla, we're talking as it pertains to training programs and fitness programs, and then what you do as a trainer. And Carla, what are some of the ages of the people that you've trained before?
Well, honestly, I've worked with young kids from the Boys and Girls Club and American Heritage Academy, and even teenagers at New Visions. I've been a PE teacher in a lot of places. They're a lot of fun, high energy, but what I specialize in is the aging adult. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of years working with them and being certified through the Arthritis Foundation. And one of the nice things about that is that, and what I'd really like to share with people is when it comes to working out, the older person doesn't need to be worried or afraid or intimidated by it, because what we do is a lot of things just to loosen up the joints and get circulation going and gain flexibility and gain our strength slowly where you're not going to get hurt. So we do a lot of things like rotating the hands and the wrists and ankle circles and pointing and flexing the toes and bending and straightening at the knee and tapping the shoulders and just really kind of warming up and stretching out that body and turning the head and things like that that are directly out of the pages of the Arthritis Foundation to keep their bones and their joints lubricated and working better and more functional. So it's not all push-ups and squats and crunches and crazy kind of workouts, which I do love. I do that as well. But it's a little more tender and a little more gentle and a little more specific towards the aging adult so that they definitely have nothing to be afraid of. They will be taken very well, taken care of.
Right.
So we kind of work with the whole body.
And I think
just
that's
gaining
one of
movement.
the things that we have a tendency as we get older, our flexibility is not as good as what it used to be. And so that really helps in keeping people flexible, especially into our older age, because that helps us become and stay mobile. And
Absolutely.
That's what we want.
And not only flexibility, but also balance, coordination, and agility is also really important. So we'll work on things like standing with your feet, with your eyes closed, maybe for 30 seconds, and maybe balancing on one foot, and maybe progressing to a tippy toe or things like that, because, people are prone to like falling and tripping and not being able to land on their feet anymore.
That's
but we
right.
work on agility and coordination and balance so we can avoid those hip fractures and avoid those broken bones and make those bones stronger through strength training and a lot of flexibility and joint range of motion.
Right.
Really important just to feel better in your body.
Yeah.
It feels good to move and not just sit around and be sedentary and get all stiff. There's no reason to do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
I guess one of the questions I know people are probably asking is, well, I can do a lot of this on my own. Why should I invest in a personal trainer and when I can do it myself? Do you have anything back on that?
I do. First of all, if you're a self-starter and a self-motivator, good job. Pat yourself on the back, and you should keep on going. But oftentimes, most people really aren't that motivated, and they have very good intentions, but they just don't seem to make it to the gym or make it to their video that they're going to watch or whatever. So making that appointment and having a trainer and having you become accountable for your workout is very, very helpful in getting results, because you're going to continue to go. And probably one of the most important parts about seeing that trainer, at least in the beginning to get started, is to make sure that you're doing it properly to really avoid those injuries. Once you get hurt, you're out of the game. So
That's
it's
exactly
really, really important to have someone show you the proper mechanics of working out with the machines, with weights, with just your own body, but to make sure that you're not going to get hurt.
Well, and I think that's one of the certifications that you have is injury prevention.
Prevention,
and then
yeah.
also exercise progression, as well as making sure people do their exercises properly. And I know that this is one of the things that Trevor, even out on the floor, he tries to discuss with people who have been lifting a long time. And the problem when we get into lifting or fitness programming or anything else, from what my understanding is that we're doing a lot of things wrong. And we keep that and we take it and we say, no, we're doing it right. But in reality, we're not. We're injuring our body. And so, that's where it comes in for a professional to say, I have a better way for you to do that, and it will help you, progress in your lifestyle change as well as your fitness, program.
Absolutely. People do tend to get stuck in their ways, say that I've been lifting for 20 years, I'm a retired professional athlete. But the point is personal trainers every 2 years get their CEUs, and we learn things differently, and we learn newer, better techniques that are going to prevent injury. Back in the day, it was okay to do a lat pull down behind your neck. Now we know that it's not. So it's little things like that that make a huge difference. The other huge thing about having a personal trainer is your body is not going to respond if you keep doing the same thing day in and day out. So you really need to mix it up. So we will mix it up for you. If you can try new things, kettlebells, medicine balls, free weights, the machines, anything new. Your body does not want to do the same old thing every day. It wants to change. And your muscles will respond well to change. And that's also kind of how you get a little sore. But then, there's a fine line. There's a balance. You do it correctly. You get a little sore. You can handle it. And then you push yourself. And the other thing for personal trainers, if you have one, a lot of people will just go and do their routine that they're used to. But we will push you to do a little bit more, a little bit harder, a little bit more challenging.
That's right.
While still staying safe. But you're going to get that extra good workout, because I always hear my workouts just aren't the same without you. So we're there to really pump you up and get you going and then keep you safe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Carla, I appreciate that. Thank you very much for, for telling us, because I know that that's the way that the industry is progressing is definitely it's your body can handle so much and do so many more things, and we always get stuck in the same routines. And so changing that fitness aspect of things is incredible, and you'll see incredible results. Trevor, I'm going to switch over to you here real quick also and just kind of ask you a few questions. I know that we're in the midst of Looking Good Cottonwood, and so just if you would give us maybe a little bit of background, because we're coming down to the last stage of Looking Good Cottonwood, and tell our viewers what exactly that is, and maybe a little bit of information about the home stretch here.
Well, Looking Good Cottonwood is a program that's actually it's a weight loss program. It's a competitive weight loss program that we have, and it provides that incentive to change your lifestyle, and it provides that accountability that a personal trainer does. Maybe not as well as a personal trainer, but definitely, we have weekly weigh-ins, so you're always coming in, weighing in, seeing me face to face. I'm always going to provide that positive outlook on lifestyle changes and the difficulties that go along with it. So, but that's pretty much about the program. It's really catered to try to get people thinking about the bigger picture when it comes to health and fitness, because we get so caught up in the now. We want those changes now, and the fitness isn't like that. It's a gradual approach.
And like Carla said,
yeah, exactly. We have to have that gradual approach. Otherwise, we burn ourselves out, and then we will fall off that pathway, so to speak. So it's very important, and that's another reason why people should hire personal trainers, is because they'll keep you in that right direction, day in, day out.
Accountable.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Well, now tell me, right now, as we look at weight loss, I shouldn't say who, but what are those weights that have actually come off now over the last 2-3 months?
Well, we in our male category, number 111, he's lost 49 pounds so far. And in the program's 12 weeks long, so that's amazing progress. That's a little over 17% of his total body weight loss, which is amazing. That's just an amazing feat. And then in the women's category, our leader is number 3. She's lost 26 pounds, somewhere in there, 27 pounds, and that's a little over 15%
awesome.
of her total body weight. Just incredible. And the people who are doing this are those people who are self-motivated, who are done. They're ready to get inside and challenge themselves. And like Carla said, everyone who joined the program, they need a big pat on the back for just being there, and trying to change their lifestyle. So to even have a program like that, we're just so blessed actually to have, and we really want to thank Verde Valley Medical Center for their help there, and it's just amazing program that we have.
It is an amazing program. We have around a little bit over 220 participants, and again, we as the City of Cottonwood Parks and Recreation Center staff have kind of taken this on, is that we really want to help you make lifestyle changes and help you be more fit as you move forward into life, because we all start aging at the time we're born, and so it's one of those things where even with Carla, and we have more than Carla there too. We have several other individuals that are actually involved in professional personal training, and so that's one of those things, is we are committed with you in this program. And so tell us, as we're talking about professional trainers, and we have 2 others besides Carla that are involved in the program.
Mm-hmm. We have Denise Ramsey. She's been a personal trainer for a little over 10 years, I believe. And then we have Roxanne Harinko, who's had a lot of experience herself, about just as much as Carla here. And they work with all ages, have an extensive background, and we're just super excited to have our personal trainers, and just so excited to have them on as our a team of professionals. Really, it's just fantastic.
Well, there you go. And if you want to experience more energy in your life, and if you want to be able to do the things that you remember doing 10 to 15 years ago, like myself, and then all of a sudden you have this breakout, and you want to start getting fit, come to the Recreation Center. We can help you with that and that lifestyle change. We're going to take another short break here, and we'll be back in just a moment. I'm Richard Faust, your host today, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And we're in our final segment for today with Carla Gardner, and she's a personal trainer with the Recreation Center and the City of Cottonwood, and then also Trevor Faust, who's our fitness floor supervisor. And just kind of going on here, Trevor, as we've been discussing personal training and training as well as fitness and health here, and what we do at the Cottonwood Recreation Center, and what we do for you as the public out there, and what we can do to help you. As we discussed with Carla, tell us about personal training at the Recreation Center, if you will.
Well, first off, if you're talking about wanting to sign up or getting more information, obviously you can come down to the Cottonwood Recreation Center and say hello to our staff, and we'll provide that information. You can also call the Cottonwood Recreation Center at 639-3200, and you can ask our staff about details and such. But pretty much how the personal training goes is, if you're interested, the front desk gives you a packet, and that packet has details about our process and how we do our personal training over at the Rec Center. We charge $35 per hour. We're very competitive within the community. That's a great price. We really want to offer it because of the demographic we have. We're a community center, so we really want to make sure that we're catering to the people out there and to the community, help promote that lifestyle and that service that we are providing. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good program.
It's
all the
amazing,
way around.
Yeah.
So tell our audience about the positive outlook on personal training nationwide and locally.
The positive outlook that people should have is it's a personal investment in your health. And that's really what personal training is we just provide opportunities that you else wouldn't have without, being fit and healthy. So, often people look at it as, it costs too much, or, this, I can do this on my own. And, that could be, maybe personal training isn't, is too much for your budget, or maybe you're a good learner and you can do it on your own. But, at the same time, like Carla was saying, it's about safety. It's about that accountability factor that we provide. We take the thinking out of it for you as far as that goes. It's overall, we just have a great program at our facility, and just really top-of-line staff.
We really do. Trevor, how many people have currently had trainees of this type at the rec center? You know?
Currently, right now, we've had 9 trainees, and we've sold over 70 sessions so far. So we're starting out, you know, we're growing as the day goes by. So we're super excited about this program and hope it continues to grow. And you know, I know it will. I know it will. So.
It definitely will, and I think it's already taking off. And so, you know, you were indicating this is where you can get your start. Where can I get more information then, you know, as it pertains to personal training?
You can get more information at the Cottonwood Recreation Center. You can call that number, 639-3200, and the rec center staff can give you a personal trainer bios we have, and that'll give you kind of detail about each one of our personal trainers there, and help you connect with them on a personal level, see what their outlook is and how they train people and what their niche, so to speak, is in the health and fitness industry.
So if you want the Energizer Bunny, you can find Carla around somewhere. So and you can talk with her. But you know, each person has their own individual way that they train and their style of training. But you can ask about that also. Now, you know, when we talk about the recreation center and being a fun place to be, you know, tell us a little bit more about that. Is it the fun place, and is it, you know, a place where we can, you know, go for group exercise and things of that nature? Without
a doubt. I mean, the Cottonwood Recreation Center is the place to be. I mean, it's the place that's bumping. It's an exciting place of the community, and we just offer things for your family. I mean, it's just, we have so many programs there. It's great. I have some data here that I'll give out for our group exercise classes. For our community, we have here in the month of January 2014, we had around 3,000 participants in group exercise in just that month alone.
Wow.
And then just to give you some comparative data there, in January 2011, we only had 1,400. So you can see that increase of participation and just having that impact on the community, providing those services. It's super exciting, like Carla was saying, to get people getting into that lifestyle, and we're starting to see that. And it's really neat to witness. So.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too. Is you know, we actually have people that come to the recreation center. You know, it's a social center.
Yeah,
you know, people socialize there. They come to see friends. They come to be with people. They work out together. They support one another, and there's a loyalty there also in that context that they support one another. And I think it's great. You know, as we talk about group exercise and group, you know, so it's there. So, you know, when we talk about memberships also, how do they get in touch with the city to discuss memberships? So.
They can go ahead and call that number, 639-3200, and get in touch with some of our front desk staff, and they will definitely give you the prices and any other information they need, like group exercise classes, schedules. I mean, the best bet is to come by and take a tour of the facility. You know, we always have staff available to walk you around and give you a real, just a familiar tour and get you started. You know, it's just we have a great orientation that we do to get you orientated to the machines, to make sure you're doing things safely there. We take you through all the cardiovascular equipment, make sure that you know how to operate it. We just really take our time. They take about an hour. We really struggle and make sure that our orientations are top of the line, so that they get good quality service there.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I know that, you know, if you have questions as it pertains directly to membership cost, you can contact that number and get in touch with somebody at the front desk, or if you would like to just stop by at 150 South 6th Street, you know, that's where the Recreation Center is. We're directly across the street from the public safety building, the police and fire department, and right next to the library. So it makes for a really nice community area there as we look at a campus. And the one thing I wanted to just let people know, as before we conclude today's session here with Inside Cottonwood, upcoming events with the Cottonwood Parks and Recreation Department is we've got the Brian Mickelson Memorial. It includes a marathon, a half marathon, 10K, and 2 mile, and it will be held on Saturday, April 12th. We also have the Bike MS, which is the Multiple Sclerosis Society's Bike MS, which is on Saturday, May 17th, and then also Sunday, May 18th at the fairgrounds. And if you need more information, you can call our front desk also and get more information on Bike MS, because we have probably close to 1,000 riders that come into the community, as well as those people within the community that get together and support MS. We also have the starting April 28th, the Men's and Women's Spring League softball program, which has been going on for 27, 28 years now, long time. And so those signups are ongoing right now. The first games start on April 28th. We also have the 24th annual Easter egg hunt for children, and that's Saturday, April 19th at 10 o'clock a.m. at Riverfront Park. And come be a part of that and enjoy, watch children. I think it's between ages of a couple of months all the way to 8 years of age. And so there's those different categories. And then also we have the Cottonwood Outdoor Pool, which opens on Saturday, May 24th. And with our Learn to Swim programs in the beginning of June, we have 4 sessions for Learn to Swim programming. And again, if you need any additional information, please contact our front desk. This concludes Inside Cottonwood for today. Enjoy your week and your weekend. And again, thank you for being here with us. I'm Richard Faust, your host for Inside Cottonwood.